So President Biden has already signed off on this massive bill. And the bill that we're talking about is what President Biden and Speaker Kevin McCarthy have been hammering out and are continuing to hammer out the details of, and that is the debt ceiling agreement. That's the bill. The good news with all of this is that, yes, we are going to avoid a default. The United States will not default on its debts, which is great. But just because there's good news does not mean there's not bad news that comes along with it. There is some bad news. And this has to do with a $400 per month stimulus that millions of people are getting. It also means massive changes to social programs moving forward. And I want to address what's going on with all that, and that's what we're going to do today. Now, over the past few days, I have given you countless updates on what has been discussed as far as the debt ceiling goes. Talked about some good news, some bad news, Social Security, SNAP benefits, and everything in between. But what I have yet to give you are the pitfalls of this debt ceiling bill passing. Again, right now, congressional leaders say they are going to pass it. Some lawmakers say no, they won't vote for it, but their vote might not matter because chances are we're going to have enough people voting yes that it's just going to go through. And President Biden himself has said he is just waiting to sign the bill. That's it. When the bill lands on his desk, he's going to pull out his fancy pen, he's going to sign it. Now, like I've done before, okay, there will be certain things in this bill that are going to negatively impact you financially. Which leads me to the next question. If you like getting the facts, all the facts, which requires both the good news and the bad news, can you do me a favor? Go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. But now let's get into the news out this afternoon. So here's what we know. Congressional leaders have all but guaranteed the U.S. will not default on our debts. We will increase the debt ceiling no matter what, and we will come out stronger as a result. Think about that for a second. We are going to come out stronger as a result. This may be true, but it doesn't mean that this is going to be the case for everybody. The U.S., the government, okay, our economy will be stronger, but doesn't mean you financially will be stronger. Well, listen to this statement. This is from Speaker Kevin McCarthy. This is what he said earlier on today. Let me read this to you. He said, and I quote, "The pause is gone within 60 days of this being signed. So that is another victory because that brings in $5 billion each month to the American public." So $5 billion, okay? What is he talking about? Well, what he's talking about is the student loan payment pause. The student loan payment pause has been ongoing for more than 43 million borrowers, where they have been legally able to not make a payment, a monthly payment, which is averaging about $400 per month. And in fact, this has been going on since March of 2020, which means that 38 months, that's how, because again, 38 months past that, for $5 billion a month, that means the American people have been unable to pay or have been granted immunity for not having to pay about $190 billion over the past 38 months. Again, that's a huge amount of money. $190 billion. Okay, that's more than 3 years. Now, this is just part of the problem because there are multiple signs that households are struggling to keep up with their bills. We are seeing classes turn towards non-name brand items. It's not just the lower middle class, it's upper class as well. They are turning towards those non-name brand items. Yeah, they're going to Target and buying Target brand. They go to Walmart, buy the Walmart brand. They don't have to go and get the Huggies and get the Charmin and get the Kraft macaroni and cheese, right? They go and get the non-name brand items, the store brands, because they're trying to save money. But here's what we also know. Housing is expected to drop even further, and right now, not many people want to buy a house. Why would they want to overpay for a house, overpay because of interest rates, just to get into something that they probably are not going to like in the next 2 to 5 years? Or if the market turns, they can buy something even cheaper, possibly even better rates. That's why a lot of people are waiting. But this is happening while the average student loan borrower is getting $400 per month in stimulus by not having to make a payment. They're just not having to make a payment. What are they doing with the money? I don't know. But they are not having to make a payment, and many people aren't. But here's what economists are worried about. They're worried about how well does the economy fare once this payment is restored. It has to be made. The economy, chances are, is going to do better, right? But what are we going to see from the people that now have to make this loan? Are they going to default on the loans? They're going to not be able to pay their car payment, which we're already seeing repossessions spiking. Are they going to default on their mortgages, which again, we're already seeing foreclosures spiking as well. So as of right now, Speaker Kevin McCarthy says we have 60 days from after the debt ceiling bill is signed before payments restart. But again, keep this in mind. President Biden has said multiple times he is going to sign the bill. He's just waiting to sign which bill, and you're just trying to figure out when is it going to pass between the House and the Senate and head to his desk. Well, the House of Representatives, they are supposed to get the text of the bill today. If they get the text of the bill today, they got 72 hours to read it and review it, which means we could potentially have a vote come Wednesday. If they get it and they vote for it and pass it on Wednesday, it means the Senate will likely get it on Thursday or possibly Friday. And they can vote on that, head to President Biden's desk, he can sign it. Sounds pretty straightforward, right? Well, that's not the only issue. Listen to this. Multiple food experts are warning that SNAP benefits will take on a massive hit in 2024 and 2025. But why? Why would SNAP benefits take on a hit? Why would we see beneficiaries potentially lose money? Or what's happening? Because what we've heard and what I've told you again, and this is the truth, is SNAP benefits haven't been cut. No, we're not seeing cuts. What we are seeing is there are now work requirements, which means that instead of age 50 being the work requirement cutoff, it's actually 55. So more people will be ineligible for SNAP benefits. That's where you're seeing that there's some potential cuts. Okay? But here's the other reason why SNAP benefits and all social programs could potentially have a very difficult 2024 and 2025. It is because of a 1% increase to fiscal year spending. That's the cap. We are going to increase fiscal year spending by 1% max. Think about that for a second. Experts predict that inflation will remain high for all of 2023 and much of 2024. If this is the case, food prices are going to continue to go up. And we already know that the cost of adjustment for SNAP benefits is not going to be what it was last year. And so that's going to take a toll on millions of people as well. And then you factor in the rising prices of food. That's going to take an even larger toll on these people. And then you factor in the possibilities of more people being ineligible for SNAP benefits. Okay, they're actually not ineligible, eligible for SNAP benefits because of layoffs. Okay, so that means more money has to be pulled from the program because of layoffs or potential lack of income. Okay, or lack of hours, right? Again, that's a problem. If all these things are contributing to, we need more money. Well, but I just said the cap is at 1%. We can only increase at 1%, right? The total fiscal year spending can only increase by 1%. But what does this do for other programs? There's not just SNAP. Okay, there's not just food assistance, right? And so what do we do there? Well, this is what experts are saying, that this is going to put all social programs in jeopardy because a 1% cap on spending will mean a small increase to all or cuts to some in order to accommodate others. And according to multiple experts, they say cuts to some spending programs to accommodate others is what experts are already anticipating. Think about that for a second. These are people that are already anticipating we are going to see cuts across the board in order to accommodate that 1% increase. Think about that. And this is something that President Biden has already signed off on, that yes, I agree, this is good, we approve. I'm not saying that we shouldn't increase the debt ceiling, and this isn't the bill to do it. I'm just saying that when there's good news for some, it means bad news for others. And that's exactly what we're seeing right here. So let me know your thoughts. Do you think that this is needed? Because I can tell you right now, the debt ceiling increase, if we didn't do this, it would see even more harm than what we are talking about right now. So according to reports, they're saying right now this bill is just about who is going to be harmed the least. Not the most, the least. So I promise I will fill you in once we get any more updates and news regarding the debt ceiling or possible outcomes of what we could potentially see in the future. But as of right now, all I ask is if you can spend 2 seconds, go ahead, hit that like button, consider subscribing, and I will see you guys on the next one.